Well, you've heard about the art of the deal. Now you're going to hear about the art of execution from a man who knows all about it firsthand.
5 years ago, Bishop Joseph Walker started using out-of-the-box strategies like digital media to help his congregation grow. Today, he's known as the social media pastor with 33,000 church members and more than 200,000 people watching him online. 1/3 of his church's support comes from these digital disciples. In his book, No Opportunity Wasted, Bishop Walker shares how he's taking advantage of key opportunities.
Now is the time you've got to embrace your season.
And why timing is everything in what he calls the season of now.
Please welcome to the 700 Club the author of No Opportunity Wasted, Bishop Joseph Walker. It's wonderful to have you here.
It's an honor to be here.
Boy, I read a lot of books in my position here, and I have to tell you that I kept thinking here's the nugget, and then I would read another sentence and say, no, this is the nugget. I mean, it was so rich with wise counsel for everybody. But you talk about the art of execution. That's the subtitle of your book. What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, many people have visions, and often those visions remain in a theoretical realm, and people don't really have a strategy to move them into a practical realm. So often people are sitting on these incredible million-dollar ideas or things that can really change and shift culture. And so the book is about understanding there's a specific time that vision manifests, and there's a strategy that's necessary in order to move it from theory into praxis. And so I give strategies to help people kind of get going.
You know what was so exciting to me about this, Bishop, was I often say, and I've been incorrect in saying this, I guess that, you know, if you are somebody who is living, walking out your purpose, you're blessed. I mean, to have found that, because so many people don't like their jobs, don't like where they're going in life. And you say in here that everybody has purpose. So it's not just a magic thing. If you happen to find the right one, you got to find yours.
You do. And I opened the book up talking about that. You're born to solve a problem.
Yes.
You know, and God allows us this wonderful opportunity to have life, to occupy this space, to fulfill a purpose for His glory. And if each person walks in that purpose, understands that before you were even born, like Jeremiah, before I formed you, I knew you. If you walk in that purpose in full manifestation, I believe you could turn the world upside down. The reason why there's so many ills in our community, because people do not understand their own purpose.
Why? I mean, why is it so hard to find that?
We haven't been able to reconcile opportunity and purpose. See, we see opportunities and we think, wow, that must be it, that door, and we chase opportunity and chase opportunity. But when you walk in purpose, opportunities chase you.
You know, you talk about your own story in your book as well, which is so fascinating to me, because becoming a pastor was not on your docket of things to do. You wanted to be a lawyer.
I was so passionate about being an attorney. I come from a family of lawyers. And
so that was your opportunity.
It was my opportunity, and I was certain. And I often thought that this is what God wanted me to do, until God spoke to me in that quiet space and said, no, son, you're going in this direction. And whenever you have a purpose, the next thing you do, you prepare for it. Because if you don't prepare for purpose, you won't be positioned to manifest it. So I talk about that. And the passion that God has us in one area, the passion we may feel in an opportunity, God will take it and He'll shift it and use it for something for His glory. I might have been a good attorney, but it would have not been for the glory of God. Today, what I do is offer God's glory, and I give Him praise for it.
You know, if some of you are searching for your purpose in life, I really recommend this book. But I want to move from opportunity and purpose to how you took advantage of social media to expand what you were doing with the purpose God had called you to. Talk about that and how it made such a huge difference.
You know, a few years ago, we just realized the church itself was changing, and often people have to realize it's not about the brick and mortar anymore. There are a lot of folks we have to engage. Paul kind of hinted at that at Mars Hill, right? God is not to be worshipped in temples made with man's hands. Once we realize that ministry takes place outside the four walls of the church, we're able to onboard and engage people in a variety of ways. So through social media and, of course, our partnership with Facebook, we've been able to really create community and make this large church smaller, and you're able to really identify where people are, engage creative minds, and stay innovative and relevant.
So what kind of results have you had from that?
Oh, my goodness. It's been really over the top. I mean, we've seen so many folks who've been able to actually say, you know what, I may not feel comfortable going to the physical church for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
But you're my pastor. You're my virtual pastor. I listen to you every week. Or people who are having stories of healing and transformation, and they come into those small communities and they're able to talk to other folks who have the same story and same testimony. They draw strength from those stories. And those things may not happen in a larger setting, but they happen in that virtual space.
So what's a digital disciple?
A digital disciple, right, that's a very good question. A digital disciple is a person who really, you have actually engaged through social media, through the internet space, and you've actually walked them through a series of principles in order to allow them to come into a relationship with Christ. With a digital disciple, it's a little different. You can actually belong before you can believe. And often in churches, you have to believe, then belong, right? But for us, it's about, we recognize you may be in an interesting place in your life. We want you to connect, fill us out, no pressure, and then you find out these folks are incredibly faithful.
I want to be connected with them.
I want to be connected. You know, so we have this thing, you know, if you actually commit, if you connect, you commit, you commit, you change. Yeah.
You know, you seized opportunity when you saw it and used it to advance the purpose that God had called you to. But you talk about 3 keys to doing that. Just quickly, we're closing out time here, but quickly tell me about those keys.
Well, you know, I think, well, you know, the book is loaded with keys.
Yes,
I think what's important is making certain that you really identify, right, what your purpose is, stay in your lane, understand who you are, what God has called you to do. Secondly, make sure you have the right people around you. Collaboration is very important. Ministry cannot take place in silo. You have to make it is not supposed to. You have to make certain that you're constantly doing that. And thirdly, you have to be mindful, I think, of making certain you don't experience what I call the book burnout, right? Because you can't boil the ocean. You have to make sure you're effective. And I think having the right people around you avoids that, allows you to continue to move forward.
Staying connected to the one who makes it all happen, right?
That's it, every day of the week, yeah.
It's such a good book. Bishop Walker's book is called No Opportunity Wasted, The Art of Execution. It's available wherever books are sold. I highly recommend it. You can also hear more from Bishop Walker in our social exclusive interview on Facebook. If you'd like to watch that, just go to facebook.com/700club. Wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. Honored to be here.
Great to
Thank
meet
you.